Welcome to the channel. In this video, we will see how we can run a C++ program from the command prompt in Windows computer. Now here, the first thing that I do is I will use a simple text editor and I will write a very simple C++ program. Here, I will use the Notepad. And in this Notepad, the first thing that we do is we will click on File and then we will save the file. I will save my file in the desktop inside the C++ folder. And here I have to give a name. I will say hello world.cpp. .cpp is the extension for the C++ source files. And then here, since I'm using the Notepad, save as type, I have to select all files and then we will click on save. Now here I will write a very simple C++ program. Now here, first I will include the iostream header file. So it will be #include iostream, and then we will have the main function, which will be the entry point of our program from our perspective. And this main function will return a value of 0, indicating that the program has finished its execution without any issues. And then here I will use a simple cout. So cout is defined inside the std namespace. So I will refer that using the scope resolution operator. So it will be std namespace scope resolution operator cout and then the stream insertion operator. And then here we will specify the text that we want to display on the screen. In this case, it will be hello world. And then we will refer the end line. Okay. A very simple program, and after that we will click on file and save the file. Now we can close this notepad. Now after that I will open up the folder where I have saved the C++ program, which is in my desktop inside the C++ folder, as you guys can see here. Now the first thing that we have to do is we have to open up the command prompt with this particular path. If you're using Windows 11 latest version, then when you right click, you will find open in terminal option. You can click on that. It will open up the terminal in this particular path. If this option is not available, then what you have to do is you have to go to this navigation section and left click in your mouse. It will highlight the path like this, and then you have to type in cmd and hit the enter button. It will open up the command prompt with this particular path. Now what we do is we will compile this source code and we will produce the executable file. Now here we will type in G++. G++ is the C++ compiler that we have installed in here. And then we will type in the name of the file, which is containing the source code, which is hello world.cpp. If your file name contains spaces, then you can write that between the double quotes. Here, I don't have any space in the file name, and that's why I'm not using the double quotes here. Now, if I hit the enter key in here, then nothing happens in the command prompt. But if you look at this folder, then an executable file is created with the name A. Now this file can be executed. Now here in the command prompt, in order to execute this executable file, we have to type in the name of the file, which is A, and then we just have to hit the enter key. And here you can see the output hello world. Now here this name given, which is A in this case, is the default name that is used when we don't provide a name for the executable file. If you want, you can give the name for the executable file while creating it. For example, here I will type in G++ hello world.cpp, and then we will use the flag -o, and then we can specify the name for the executable file. For example, here I will say application.exe. You guys can give any name, and after that if I hit the enter key, again nothing happens here in this terminal window. But if you look at the folder above, then we can see an executable file is created with the name application. Now in order to run this, we can just type in application here, and then if I hit the enter key, then the program will run and it will display the output. Now here with this G++, you can pass in a lot of other flags also. For example, if you want to display all the warnings, then you can do that by specifying -wall. And similarly, there are many other flags available, and depending on your need, you can use them. Now here, one last time, I will use the wall flag, which will display all the warnings. And then here we will build the executable file. So here I will have to provide the name of the source file, which is helloworld.cpp. And then I want to create an executable file and I want to give a name, and the name will be application2.exe. Okay. Now if I hit the enter key in here, then we get this error. That's because I just misspelled the name of the source file, which is hello world. And then if I correct that and if I hit the enter key in here, nothing happens in the command prompt, but an executable file is created with the name application2, and we can run this executable file. So this is it guys for this particular video. This is how we can compile and run a C++ program from the command prompt in Windows computer. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. If you have anything to say, write that in the comment box. For more tutorials, subscribe to the channel.